I sometimes had pretty elaborate a cappella pieces already done that I then wanted to arrange for a band, or wanted to arrange, like the brass band album first sounded like an a cappella record, right? Not well produced, you know, but for me to get the outline, and then I arranged it for band, and then blah blah blah. So just one day I thought, like, how would it be if I just go the full length, you know? I just try to make it as good as possible, and it's actually something that I did when I was a little kid as well. So I sang on tape recorders ideas, and then tried to overdub them and make little, that was always my way of writing. And so it was actually not a weird thing to do or a far-fetched idea. It was something that was very logical almost to do that. I sang them many times. Like Grebfruit, the original Grebfruit was maybe more a quartet kind of with drums. So like you would have 4 people singing in one drum set. This one is sometimes like a choir, so like 50, 60 voices. So it's a lot of recording, a lot of singing, a lot of like placing those voices over each other and adding then another one and adding another layer. And so I wanted to achieve an even fatter and broader sound, and yeah, and use that also rhythmically, but also use that for space. So it was just yeah, super fun and interesting, and I think it's a sound that is just very, yeah, unique and interesting. Well, I was writing it and singing it too, so it was always a back and forth between what I think I want to do and then what I can actually do. So it was always a back and forth, and but I think it's if everything comes out of one head and one body, it's easy to make those negotiations. It's just fast. When you have a band, I mean, I love my band moving parts. There is diplomacy involved and discussion, and if you do a solo album like this one that I haven't done in like many years, it's just me making decisions and proceeding forward. So it is a very different but also fun experience. Yes, which is sometimes a weird procedure, because normally when drummers or guitarists like do their solo albums, they think of what they want to play first, and then they write something around it. I'm very different. I usually start with a bass line and chords and like a melody, and then I arrange a song, and then I almost feel like so I finished the whole arrangement really. So we recorded the vocals first as well, without really knowing what then will happen with the drums, and then I almost put myself into the situation of like a studio guy who comes in and listens to the song. It's like, so what should I do to that now? And sometimes it takes a while to find out. And I sometimes think like, who wrote that? Oh, it was me. And then I have to find a way to and I find that very inspiring, and I think I can be a little more musical that way, so it doesn't come from a drummer's perspective, but from a musician's perspective. That of course is a drummer, so that I think you hear that, but not in a bad way, hopefully. So that's yeah, I always write the music first, and then I come up with drum parts later. Well, I did a little pre-production stuff. It took a while, but I think in total maybe a month, but not in one thing. 1 week here, 1 week here, then another couple of days here, and then a couple of overdubs here, and then. But I have to say, to be fair, we always kind of mixed and recorded in the same thing, because if you use 70 voices in one song, it becomes chaos if you have like 10 voices and then you don't put them into the right perspective. If you just jam all the voices on there, it becomes sound-wise chaos. So we had to always record and then kind of arrange and like mix it almost a little bit, and then kind of proceed. So mixing and recording was almost a little bit intertwined there. So it's not easy for me to separate those processes.